marketing, it actually gives people a chance to see their own BS and crack through the cement. But fundamentally, one of the things that we do very, very differently, and we're adamant about it, and we're going through right now the process of training 40 guides, is that when people join, they get a guide. There's a 2-to-1 guide to student ratio to guide them through. But here's the key. This is about self-discovery. It's about reclamation. It's a story that's over 4,000 years old. And I'll give you that proof in a few minutes. But fundamentally, at its very core, is the Master Key Mastermind Alliance that we run, is that the best influence is no influence, because all these self-helpers and gurus, well, that's just more cement. You know, Harry's 8 Ways to Wellness, Johnny's 6 Steps to Building a Successful this or that. It's just more cement. And until you find out who you really are and that you have access to infinite ideas, the realm of divine ideas, infinite energy and infinite wisdom, and you've always been connected to that, and the goodness in you is extraordinary, until you get in touch with that, the rest of it is just exchanging who you really are for symbols that other people have told you are important to try to draw your identity out of. So the first thing that we try to do is let people know, and we're adamant with the guides. We don't call them trainers. They're not training people. They're training themselves in this 26-week course. It takes about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes a day for people 7 days a week. And there's a reason for that. Hanel points out, and so did the master teacher, and so did Buddha, and so did Hanel, and so did James, and so did Disraeli, all of them, that there's two worlds. There's the world within and the world without. And the circumstances in our life are a reflection of the thoughts that we actually hold, not the ones that we say we hold, not the ones that we'd like to think that we hold, not the ones that we tell other people we hold, but the conditions in our life are an absolute perfect reflection of what we really believe, because all decisions are made by the subconscious mind. And if you really think about it, most courses and so on and so forth, they're geared towards what we call the third box. There's 4 boxes: thought, belief, action, and results. And you hear the phrase massive action, take action, do this different. Well, all that's sitting on a person who has not been successful. Massive action isn't really going to do anything. It's not going to change anything unless you change the internal blueprint, which is caused by thoughts that you have, charged with a feeling. That becomes a belief, and that's the seed of habit. So what we do in the course, Richard, is keep our hands off. The best influence in self-discovery is no discovery, but we can find their truth of being, find their own voice, find that one thing, follow their bliss, have passion, and all the nonsense, all the little dramas and relationships and money, they vanish once you tap into that power. As long as you utilize that power, and Hanel says it in 3 words, which are great.
Okay, sure.
Success is service, and I think that pretty much sums it up. So what we do is we challenge people for 6 months and say, if the world within creates the world without, right? Then why wouldn't you put an hour a day into the world within? I don't have the time because I'm too busy trying to maintain the world without, which they would tell you secretly they're not satisfied with. We believe that Thoreau is right, that most people are living lives of quiet desperation. But most people will get a little bit defensive about it. So that's really the essence of it, is to help people challenge themselves and put them back in school for the greatest adventure on the planet, and that's to meet this magnificent, dynamic dynamo that's inside, that's been whispering to them for years. Did you know, it's actually a scientific fact, that there are more messages sent from the heart to the brain than the brain to the body? But we don't listen to our hearts. So that's what we try to help people understand, is and get in touch with that voice inside that's infallible and has a unique gift or gifts that only they can deliver, that their cultures or subcultures, either that they've already penetrated or will penetrate, has a need for, they'll be seen as heroes, and as a result of that, they'll be rewarded. It's really that simple. Does that make sense?
Well, I think to this would get a deep dive on the quality and the intellect and the massive amounts. I mean, you've just mastered this conversation, Mark, and beautiful stuff, really powerful, dead on. I'm curious, as I imagine people are listening, tell us exactly how the program works.